there, sweetie. You're June, right? I'm Tammy, Joe's new girlfriend. Nice to meet you. I'm sorry to message you out of the blue like this, but I found your number in Joe's phone and just had to talk to you.
Sorry. Who's this?
I just told you, silly. I'm Tammy. Oh no, don't tell me you didn't hear the news. Me and Joe go all the way back to middle school, you see. We met up for the first time in forever at our class reunion and, well, one thing led to another. And he wanted me to tell you that he loves me now, not you, and that he wants to get a divorce.
Joe, is it? I have no idea who you're talking about.
What? Oh, come on. Are you being for real right now? I'm talking about your husband. Oh, you poor thing. Are you in shock from losing your sweet husband, Joe, to his old girlfriend? It must be so painful to learn that you're an inferior woman to me in every way. And just so you know, don't get any silly ideas about winning him back, either. I already announced our engagement on Instagram. Oh, and I included a picture of the two of us getting all lovey-dovey as evidence. Now the whole world knows that Joe and I are deeply in love with each other. Now the only thing that is left for you to do is to be a good little girl and give Joe the divorce he wants. And then we can finally be together forever.
Ugh, this is not what I needed today. I still don't know who this Joe is that you're talking about. Could you do me a favor and give me his last name or something?
What? What is wrong with you? You have the same last name. You're married. Okay, I'll make it easier for you. His full name is Joe. Your last name. Got it?
Look, I'm trying to tell you, I genuinely have no idea who the person you're talking about is. But it seems like you're bound and determined to make as little sense as possible. So let me go check with my husband to see if he has any idea what you're talking about. Okay, Tammy?
And I'm trying to tell you, Joe is your husband. Don't you get it? Are you like drunk or something? Or I don't know, do you have like a mental disability or something?
You know what? I don't got time for this. I'm closing this DM. Bye. Hey Harvey, I'm really sorry to bother you while you're on a business trip, but can we talk for a second?
Hey babe, it's no problem at all. We can talk. What's up?
Okay, I've got something to ask you, and it's kind of an emergency.
Uh-oh, what's going on?
Do you have an old friend from middle school named Tammy? Apparently the two of you were classmates or something?
Tammy? No, I don't recall ever having a classmate by that name. I mean, I was in middle school. All my friends were guys.
Okay, well, maybe not in your class, but was there a Tammy in your grade or maybe in a class above or below you?
Yeah, no, I don't think there was anyone with that name at my school.
And do you know someone named Joe?
Joe? That's a pretty common name. Let me think. You know, somehow, something about that name does ring a kind of a bell, but I can't be sure if it's someone I actually knew personally or just someone that I knew of.
So you might know a Joe then?
Yeah, it's really faint, but something tells me that I did know someone by that name once. I can't put a face to the name. I'll think about it overnight. If I remember anything, I'll let you know.
Okay, thanks Harvey.
So, do you mind if I ask what brought this up? You said it was kind of an emergency.
Look, I'm sorry to drop this on you all of a sudden. It's just that this afternoon, I got these really bizarre text messages from someone that I don't know, and how you reacted to those names would determine whether or not that the rest of the conversation was going to go a certain way or not. So I thought I'd check with you before I got into this whole main issue just to be sure.
I think I'm even more confused now than I was before.
Trust me, it only gets weirder from here on out. And I think it'd be easier for you to understand if you read them yourself, so I'll send you some screenshots and send them to you later. So let me know when you had a chance to read them, okay?
Gotcha. I'll be waiting. Well, I read them, and now I'm even more confused than I was 20 minutes ago before reading them.
Right? I mean, that's kind of what I expected you to say.
Well, let me see if I got this straight. This Tammy person met up with her old boyfriend from middle school, Joe, at a class reunion and started an affair with him. And Tammy thinks that you're Joe's wife for some reason. So she spills the beans on her affair to you, then declares that she's going to marry Joe. And now she wants you, my wife, to divorce Joe you're not married to, so Tammy, his mistress, can marry him.
I say that sums it up pretty well, but I still have no idea what's going on.
I feel like I'm having an aneurysm just trying to comprehend this.
I think the most likely story is that she simply has the wrong phone number. But since I don't know anyone named Tammy, and neither do you, I don't really know what I should do about all this.
Hey, wait a second. Didn't she say that she got your number from Joe's phone, whoever that is?
Yeah, you're right.
That's the case. Then that would mean that Joe had your name and phone number on his phone, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right about that too. But the thing is, I don't know anyone named Joe. I mean, if I could at least get his last name, then maybe I can get one step closer to solving this bizarre mystery, you know?
Tammy said that you have the same last name. Is that anything for you to go on?
Well, I never did end up giving her my actual last name. I was kind of torn, if I gave her my last name, then I might be able to put an end to her confusion right then and there, but at the same time, I felt like it would be best for me not to give her my information so she knows who I am.
That was good thinking. I'd say, who knows what she would have done if she got your full name. Well, it's like you say, there's really nothing for us to go on at this point. My last meeting over here is in the morning, so I'll be coming home tomorrow. If you feel unsafe staying in the house by yourself tonight, why don't you head over to my parents' place? I'll call my mom to let her know you're coming if you want.
I think I would probably be able to sleep easier if someone else was here with me. Thanks for taking the time to talk with me, Harvey. I know you're really busy over there.
Hey, it's no trouble at all. I'm here for you. Let me know if anything new happens, okay? Good night, June. I love you.
Good night, Harvey. I love you too.
June, I remembered.
Oh, good morning, Harvey. What did you remember? Oh, is it about the conversation from last night?
I know who Joe is.
What? Really?
I was talking with my colleague who came along on the trip with me. I brought up your mysterious texter without giving any specific details. And that's when I realized who Joe was.
Okay, who is it?
We're leaving the hotel right now. I just got into my car, and I'll be on my way home soon. It'll be easier to explain in person than by text, so I'll tell you everything once I get home.
Okay, I'll be waiting. Ooh, I'm so excited. Okay, be careful on your way home.
Hey there, June. Are you still playing hardball on giving Joe a divorce? Come on, grow up. Seriously, set the poor man free.
Oh, it's Tammy, isn't it? How are you doing today?
Cut the small talk. Are you going to get a divorce or not?
Okay then, let's get right to the main point. First off, whose husband are you talking about exactly? I mean, if we don't get that settled, then we won't be able to have much of a conversation at all.
What? Oh my god, are you still pretending you don't know who Joe is, your own husband? I am sick and tired of wasting my time. I want to marry my sweetheart Joe, so hurry up and divorce him. You miserable cow.
I'm not a cow, but hear me out just a moment. I've been doing a lot of thinking these last few days, and I think I realized a couple of things.
What are you going on about?
I'm not the June you're looking for.
Huh?
When you went through Joe's phone, you must have stopped at the first June you saw on his contact list, right? The June whose husband you slept with, who was probably right after me on that list.
Wait, what?
Yeah, in fact, I'm pretty sure I know who this Joe is now. And our last names are usually right next to each other alphabetically. So, if you would have scrolled down just a little bit further, you might have noticed that there were multiple entries under just June, but I guess you just stopped short because you were just so anxious, you know.
I don't believe this. Wait, then what's your relationship with my Joe? I mean, your name was in his contact list, so it's not like you're a total stranger or anything. Who are you exactly?
I used to work with Joe.
Really?
Yeah. And Joe and I worked at the same company up until 4 years ago. We used to work together pretty frequently, so we both had each other's contacts in our phones. But Joe was never one to care much about new technology, so I bet he's still using the same phone he had back then, which would explain why my name and number were still on it.
Then why didn't you say anything about that the other day?
Trust me, I had a very good reason for that. Because, you see, back when we were working together, Joe always used his business name while he was at the office.
A business name? What is that?
It's like a pen name. Authors don't always write under their real names for various reasons, and Joe did the same thing in his business life. I only ever knew him by his business name, and that's why I wasn't sure who you were talking about. A friend of mine is still working at that company, and when I happened to bring up your text about Joe, she brought up his business name, and that's when I figured it all out.
Oh, I see.
Yes, it does. So I hope that you can see now that texting me and demanding that I divorce Joe isn't going to get you anywhere, so I'd appreciate it if you would stop texting me starting.
Okay, wow, oopsie. Okay, so I guess now I need to go find his real wife's phone number then. Ugh, these last few days were such a huge waste of time. And our wedding is this weekend.
This weekend?
Yep, and I rented out the restaurant that my uncle owns for the reception. It's going to be so great. I'm having a $20,000 wedding at my uncle's restaurant. And that's why I announced it at our engagement on Instagram. I invited all my followers, so I bet at least 100 people are gonna come. Maybe more, I don't know. So I've got to hurry up and find this real wife so I can get them to divorce by Saturday pronto.
You really are something else.
Okay, well, I don't need you for anything anymore, and you can go now. I've got to find Joe's real wife, and really, really fast. Bye-bye. Hey, June, do you think you can contact Joe for me?
Huh? I thought you said you didn't need anything from me anymore. I'm not the June that you're looking for, remember? We already discussed this.
Forget about all that. That's not what's important right now. I just need you to contact Joe as soon as possible.
Oh, I'm gonna regret asking this. Okay, what happened?
Today's the day of our wedding, but Joe still hasn't showed up. And none of his family or friends have arrived either. No one from his side of the wedding is here. I've been texting him and calling him all day, but he's not responding. I mean, what's going on? What should I do? Can you help me?
Oh boy, if I were you, I wouldn't plan on him coming anytime soon, to be honest.
Huh?
I actually heard about all of this from a third party, and apparently you got Joe drunk at the class reunion and then spent a night with him, right? And then you used a picture that you took together with him to blackmail him into continuing your relationship. And finally, you tried to push him to marry you. Isn't that right?
That's not true! Okay, so maybe that's how our relationship got started, but that, as it may be, is a fact that we shared our love for each other time and time again after that. And it's gone on long enough that I'm positive that he does love me. For real!
Wow, that is an interesting theory. And if it was true, then why is he not there at the wedding waiting for you down the aisle?
Ugh, I'll bet his evil succubus of a wife has him tied up in their basement or something.
Wow, I'm actually starting to feel really sorry for you.
What do you mean?
The only means you have of getting someone to be with you is not to lie, trick, or threaten them.
Oh, how dare you!
Look, I'm only telling you this because Joe himself gave me explicit permission to tell you that in the event you ever tried to contact him again, he's no longer in this country.
What?
He found out that you had posted the picture you had taken of him for blackmail on Instagram. And after that, he immediately told his wife everything about how you got him drunk, took advantage of him, blackmailed him, and now how you were trying to force him to marry you. His wife could see from the way he was talking about it that he was truly terrified and was acting out of his own volition. She thought it would be the best thing for him if he were to step away from everything for a while, take some time to work on their mental health, and he resigned from his company. His wife knew a therapist who specialized in that sort of trauma who works at a clinic overseas. And they've already left the country together to go and get so much needed help from what you've caused.
What are you saying? Joe and I are getting married today! There's no way that can be true! I love him, and he loves me! And we're in love, madly in love! And we're gonna be together forever, and he can't leave me behind like this!
Honestly, I say that you're madly, desperately in need of some mental help right now, too.
Shut up! None of this concerns you, you miserable cow!
Yeah, I know. That's what I've been trying to tell you ever since you first started texting me that unfaithful day. And I have nothing to do with any of this.
But why isn't Joe answering me?
Simple. He got a new phone specifically to prevent you from ever being able to contact him again.
No! He can't do that! I won't let him hide from me! Tell me his new phone number right now!
I don't know his new number, and I wouldn't tell you even if I did. So for the last time, I am done dealing with your utter mess of a crazy life. Never contact me again.
This can't be happening. Today was supposed to be the happiest day of my life! Where are you, Joe? Give me back my Joe!
She started spamming me with texts demanding that I give Joe back to her, which continued despite explaining multiple times that I don't have Joe. So I blocked her. I heard about everything that happened after that from my husband, who also works at the same company. The day after the wedding, that never happened, Tammy stormed into the company's headquarters screaming, "Give me back my Joe!" at the top of her lungs. And unfortunately for her, he had already resigned. So her visit was completely pointless. The company called the police and her temper tantrum was put down. Oh, and I'm sure you haven't forgotten about the $20,000 price tag on the restaurant for her wedding that she was bragging about. It may have been her uncle's restaurant, but $20,000 is the sort of money that he couldn't simply overlook, even though it was his niece. So she's now working in the kitchen every day of the week until she's fully paid off her bill. And it's going to take a long, long time. Also, Joe and his wife are making preparations to sue Tammy for, well, just about everything that you could sue someone for. I mean, blackmail, defamation, sexual assault, you name it. So as bad as Tammy may think she has it right now, it's only going to go worse from here.
Yo, Ellie, what's up with today's lunch? It's all frozen food. Plus, I see some leftovers. Talk about cutting corners.
Sorry, Aiden. I had severe morning sickness today, so I couldn't cook.
Morning sickness. Is morning sickness such a big deal that you couldn't even bother to cook?
It seems to vary depending on the person. But it was so bad for me today, I couldn't even bear the smell of food.
You sure you're not just overreacting?
Huh?
There's a lot of women at my workplace. Being a cosmetics company, our CEO is a woman, and about 70% of the staff are women.
Yeah, and?
Pregnant women are all working as usual. They continue to work even after their bellies show. You're a housewife, and you can't even bother to cook?
That's why I told you it depends on the person.
Then why is everyone at work okay? Everyone's working their butts off like usual. Are you managing your health? Maybe that's the problem.
My health? It's a reaction to pregnancy. I can't control that.
You've been sleeping all the time since getting pregnant. Is that good for your health? The last holiday, I invited you to go out, but you just slept all day.
Strong drowsiness is a symptom of early pregnancy. I myself don't want to be sleeping all day.
You only seem to be being lazy to me. Is it really because of pregnancy? Aren't you just using it as an excuse?
No, Aiden, why are you so cold since I got pregnant? I'm bearing your child. Can't you be more nice?
Because you're always using pregnancy as an excuse.
I don't intend to be making excuses.
You reject eating out due to your condition. You're always trying to take naps. You're putting off chores and the laundry is piling up.
Pregnancy is a big deal, you know? I'm carrying an additional life. It comes with sickness. It wrecks your hormonal balance. Could you please learn more about pregnancy?
I told you, I see everyone working fine at work. The CEO's daughter is pregnant, but she shows up to work every day. I think she's in about the same stage as you.
Don't compare me to others. My sickness is severe.
I've seen so many pregnant women at work. That's why I can say, hey, let's work out this weekend.
What?
You need to move around.
It's not like I'm sitting on my butt all day. I go shopping, clean when I can.
It's not enough. You need to move around more to accommodate that additional life.
What kind of reasoning is that? That's impossible.
Don't you say impossible. It's no doubt due to your lack of exercise. You're making me worry. I'll be coaching you. Don't worry. Ellie, I got off work early today. You cooking dinner? If you haven't started yet, I want fish.
Sorry, I can't.
Huh?
I feel so sluggish. I have a headache and nausea.
Come on. Did the exercise give you muscle aches?
It's not muscle aches. It's because you forced me up when I'm sick and made me exercise. I'm really sick today. Go eat out or get delivery.
What? I got off early today. You're so weak.
It's not that.
Pregnant women need to exercise. Lying around is only going to make you fat and cause disease. Ellie, you've gotten a little plump lately.
I'm pregnant. How am I not going to gain weight? The doctor says it's optimal weight. I'm not fat.
What about the sickness?
She says to take things easy. I even got herbal medicine for the sickness.
Is it helping?
It's not that simple.
Then you need to work out.
Are you listening? The pregnant lady I talked to at the clinic also said that exercising should be limited. She only walks to work.
See? That's it. She works, right? She walks to work and must be moving around at work too.
I hear she does desk work.
But she has the energy to work. You see? It's because you're being so lazy that you feel sick.
Seriously, are you listening? The sickness depends on the person.
I'm trying to improve things for you. Why do you not appreciate my kindness?
The doctor can't do anything about it. Why would you be able to? Helping out with chores would make things a lot better.
There you go, trying to weasel your way out of work. You women, always using pregnancy as an excuse.
What?
There are lazy ones like you at work too. Though very few. And they all end up quitting. You get it? They're not needed.
Your company has good benefits, right?
But a lot of people in my department quit. No work, no pay.
Don't put it that way. You're pretty high up in the ranks. You need to be more considerate.
Enough. Just do as I say. You can rest today, but go pull out the weeds tomorrow.
Alone?
I've got work. It's not that much area, you'll be done in a day.
I might not be feeling better tomorrow.
But you're not sick. Women must have had it a whole lot worse back in the day. No washing machine, no food delivery. Even taking a bath required chopping wood. Compared to that, look at you.
How many centuries ago would that be?
Women have always been bearing children, no matter how hard life was. You live in such an industrialized society and you still complain? If you can't manage your health, don't have children.
How dare you say that?
Because you're too lazy. Get some exercise and get healthy. Ellie, I heard your message. You got taken to the hospital? You're so pathetic.
What?
That's why I warned you so much. It's because you don't work out, idiots. I bet you haven't even done the weeds.
Mr. McFadden, your wife, it's too late.
Huh? Who's this? Are you not Ellie?
This is Wendy. I work as a secretary at your company. Ring a bell?
What? The CEO's daughter?
Yes.
Oh, please, pardon me. But why do you have my wife's phone?
I met Ellie at the clinic. I brought her to the hospital. I had a checkup scheduled today. My mother was driving me and I happened to see Ellie looking ill.
I see. I apologize for my wife troubling you. She can't even manage her own health. It's quite embarrassing. I've always been telling her to not be so lazy.
Are you serious?
Yes?
You've got some nerve talking about your wife like that.
Huh?
Why did you force her to do chores until she crashed? She's been told by the doctor to take things easy. I know she has been telling you about her sickness. And you make her pull out weeds?
Well, she really just spends all day laying around. I only recommended she get some exercise.
I've been told it was forced on her. You pulled her out of bed and forced her to exercise.
She tends to pretend to be sick.
She's pregnant. Pregnancy is a big deal.
But everyone at our company is working just fine. My wife seems to be so easy on herself.
Those who continue to work have relatively light symptoms. Those who cannot work are allowed to take leave.
Oh, really?
You just notice them by seeing their bellies. My mother makes sure to provide a women-friendly work environment. Please do not tell me you've been making such remarks at work.
No, definitely not. I'm always astonished that so many pregnant women are able to work like normal.
And what about those who cannot?
What do you mean?
Those who have difficulty coping with pregnancy and menstruation. How have you been caring for them?
My department does not have many such people.
I see. Very well. And are you not worried about your wife? I told you, it's too late.
Ah, yes, sorry. I was so surprised it was you.
But the condition of your wife should be top priority. Are you not coming to the hospital?
No, I'll head over right now. But what do you mean by too late?
Everything. Please ask her yourself.
Ellie, sorry. Can I go see you? Please don't refuse my visitation.
No, I'm still recovering.
But you can message me like this, right? Then you should be able to talk.
Seeing your face will make me feel worse. So no.
Don't say that. I was called out by the CEO. She was infuriated. I'm being transferred out of my department to work in supplies.
Is that so?
That's all you have to say? It's your fault. You were blabbing about me to her daughter.
My fault. It's all true.
Yeah, but I really regret what I did. I finally see how hard it is to be pregnant. So I want to apologize.
I was so sick every day. The morning sickness, the drowsiness. I would even get anemic. It was so hard without your understanding. It was unbearable.
I'm so sorry.
I've had enough. I'm having the child by myself. I don't need you.
What do you mean? How are you going to make it alone? You can't do chores and take care of the child alone. And you don't work. How are you going to pay for things?
I'll have your child support and child care benefits. Not to mention some savings from when I was single. I'll have my parents help me, so I'll be okay.
You won't be okay. You need me with you. I'll do the chores and help take care of the child.
What makes you think you can? You never did chores before.
I've changed.
You just feel that way because of what you went through at work. I don't trust you anymore. You were probably just told by your boss to apologize to me, no? I've always been begging you, but you didn't try to understand.
I think I needed the input of a third person.
Well, then you don't need me anymore. That settles things.
Come on. I really see how bad I was.
Really? You were just blaming me for being transferred. Doesn't seem like you understand. You'll just repeat the same thing if I let you off the hook now.
No, I won't. I'll change. If I don't, then you can divorce me. I'll sign the paper.
No! You said I shouldn't have children if I can't manage my health. I don't want to be with someone with that attitude. I understand that it is hard for men to become aware of their role as a father, but you never had any consideration for me. This is not just a matter of pregnancy.
I'm so sorry. I'll be a good father. I won't have purpose in life without you. No meaning to live.
My child and I were about to lose our lives because of you. All you care about is yourself. That does no good for us. I really thought it was over when I got carried to the hospital. So, we need a divorce.
Ellie, please don't say that. Forgive me.
You're such a bother. I'll be straightforward. You need to disappear. You only make my sickness worse. I need to manage my health for this baby. It came to light that my husband had been very cold to those at work having difficulty with their maternity issues. And he was transferred by the CEO's order. He should be grateful he wasn't fired. But he got greatly depressed from the demotion and wage cut. On top of that, with everyone glaring at him at work, I doubt he'll last much longer. The divorce talks were not smooth either, but the attorney that Wendy introduced to me was very helpful in getting things settled. I even got compensation for pain and suffering. My ex-husband seems to be a wreck now. But I don't care as long as the child support checks keep coming in. I'll just sue him if the payments stop. Even if he becomes unemployed, I'll make him sell his property. I will make him take responsibility for this child. I have moved in with my parents since leaving the hospital. My health is coming back, and I should be fine by the time I give birth. I will not forget to be thankful to everyone supporting me and give back by having a healthy child. I will raise my child to the best of my ability to make up for the father not being around. I'm off to a fresh new start with my soon-to-be-born child.